Imagine investing 1.5 crore rupees and withdrawing almost 1.5 crore rupees from the same investment over 10 years period and paying only 2% taxes. And on top of that, you are still left with more than 4.5 crores. Is it actually possible? Yes. And let me show you in today's video how I made the same thing possible for a client who came back and retired in India almost 10 years, 12 years from now, and how I helped him structure his investments in the right manner. Now, when this client decided to come back to India and retire, we distributed various buckets for his investments. We had a separate bucket for kids, a bucket for wealth creation, a bucket for emergency fund, buying a house. But most important bucket out of that investment was their income bucket, which means how do we withdraw good income, a passive income to take care of our life and whatever expenses we have in the day-to-day. Now, what I'm going to show you is just the income bucket of a client portfolio which I've downloaded here. And I'll show you how strategically we thought about these investments and made sure that a tax optimized passive income can be generated for them. Before I start, if you are new to this channel, my name is Alok. I am a certified financial planner at Prime Wealth, and our firm specializes in cross-border investments and taxations for NRIs and especially NRIs planning to return back to India. Please subscribe to our channel before I start this video, because I have noticed that 85% of the viewers who check out my videos actually don't subscribe. So if you subscribe, it will be a big boost for us and my team here. So coming back to the case study, let me take you through this situation where a client planned his return back to India in 2013 and he invested almost 1.5 crores with me, which he had in his NRI fixed deposit, and which he had a clarity that now he will have to restructure this investments because the NRI deposit will not be tax free anymore. So what we did is we redeemed that FD and put that into hybrid mutual fund whose job was supposed to give us the passive income that we were planning. Now again, keep this in mind that this investment is just the income bucket. There are various other buckets of investments for this client which serve a different purpose. The purpose of this fund is just to give the passive income. Now, if you see this situation, the way we structured the client's financial income life is from 2013 to 2017, which is that 4-year period. The client said that he will only require 60,000 rupees from his investments, and he had rental properties from where he was making another 60. So he was actually able to make 1.2 lakhs per month, out of which 60,000 was supposed to be generated from the portfolio. But because he was not sure and he was just settling down, we thought that why not we redeem some additional money just so that you have a safety margin. So instead of withdrawing 60,000 per month, we had a plan for withdrawing 80,000 per month. Then after 4 years, when the client started feeling slightly short of money and he said that, okay, now the entire 80 is useful for me. So it's better that we are withdrawing higher money from our bucket. But at the same time, if at all required, can I withdraw more? So we simply told him that the moment you want to increase your income, do let us know and we'll start an additional withdrawal. So the client continued as it is for 2017, 18 and 19. And in 2020, the COVID situation hit and suddenly he actually didn't require higher expenses. So when the COVID lockdown was lifted in 2021, that is when we decided to increase our income now from 80,000 to 1 lakh rupees. But even in that, I told the client that you need certain safety margin, and instead of withdrawing 1 lakh rupees per month, let us withdraw 1.2, because we can do that with a very tax efficient strategy. And if you are left over with additional money, maybe we delay our withdrawal, or maybe we don't increase our withdrawal after 2025 or 2026. So the way we structured this is, for a certain number of years, almost 7-8 years, we were withdrawing 80,000 rupees per month, and then we were withdrawing 1.2 lakh rupees per month from our investments. And the client also had rental income from various other sources and properties, which earlier was 60,000 but now has increased to almost 1 lakh. So the client is getting approximately 2.2 lakh rupees per month. Now, coming to the point, how this investment turned out to be. So if you see, the client made this investment in 2012. We waited for 1 year to start the income withdrawal, and the client also was supposed to come back in a year's time. And in 2013, when he came back, we started the withdrawal from the month of January. So if you see, the first transaction is of the 1.5 crore invested, and post that we have been withdrawing 80,000 rupees per month. Now, if you see, this withdrawal continued till almost 2017. And in this continued till 2021, which is till COVID. And around when COVID lockdown was lifted, we increased the withdrawal from 80,000 to 1.2 lakhs per month. And then from there onwards, the withdrawal was 1.2 lakhs per month. One thing is strange, that how do we calculate taxes on such withdrawal? Now, we all know that mutual funds are subject to capital gain taxes. So if you see, the first year withdrawal, because most of the money withdrawn was from the principal itself, there was no such capital gain and the taxes were completely free. Also, if you remember, before 2018, there never used to be capital gain taxes. So till 2017, whatever withdrawal happened tax free. So we didn't actually have to worry about taxes. Now from 2018, when the long-term capital gain tax was introduced, there was some capital gain in their entire portfolio. Now, if you see, for this financial year, the total capital gain was somewhere around 6 lakh rupees. Now, in that 6 lakh rupees, there is 1 lakh rupees which was tax free at that time. And during that time, the tax rate used to be only 10%. So, on 5 lakh rupees gain, we only ended up paying 10% tax, which was almost 50,000 rupees of taxes. And this is 2019 that I'm talking about. Then 2020, just before the COVID lockdown, in the same year, we again had a capital gain tax of 50,000. But total tax paid till now is only 1 lakh rupees. Now, because the markets were corrected and we were withdrawing money at that time, the taxes were further reduced and it was only 25,000. Similarly, it was 16,000. Again, because we are withdrawing more money now, so more part of the principal is coming out and there are less gains on the portfolio. And then taxes increased, and this year, I think last financial year, we paid 40,000 and this year we are liable to pay 70,000 tax. Now, the total tax paid in this entire working of withdrawal is almost 2.7 lakh rupees. But what is the total withdrawal? If you see, the total withdrawal over last almost 12 years is 1.38 crores, right? It's almost close to 1.5 crore, which is the actual investment that the client made. So you need to understand that the effective tax on this entire transaction is somewhere around 2%, where the total tax paid is 2.7 lakhs and the total withdrawal is 1.3%. Tell me any investment where the actual tax that you end up paying is going to be only 2%. Right? So this is how you can strategically make use of capital gain taxes and how you can make sure that the annual 1.25 lakh rupees tax free limit that you are getting is completely utilized. But there's still a main part remaining, which is what is the leftover money in the corpus now? If you see, because we used hybrid fund, and there is a reason why we always use hybrid fund, which I'll make a separate video about, for withdrawing your income goals, right? So there's a reason why we use hybrid funds, and the beauty of having a hybrid fund is we did not get hit during all the market corrections. So this investment has happened through Russia-Ukraine war, and that is the reason you will see that during this period the taxes were less. During the COVID period, taxes were less, and before that there were no actual taxes. So given this situation, if you see, the total withdrawal is 1.38 crores. The total investment is only 1.5 crores. But the most exciting part is the current value of this investment is 4.72 crores. Exactly. Even we were shocked that how is this being generated? But then we understood that even though the return on the entire portfolio was only 12%, it is the power of compounding and making right investment decisions over a long period of time that helps you generate this kind of returns. So the client has withdrawn 1.38 crores. He is still left with 4.7 crores in wealth. So it's a total 6 crore almost worth of gain on his entire portfolio by just investing 1.5 crore. I see many people chasing the highest return mutual fund, but they don't understand what is the risk of investing into a 100% equity fund if you want to do a strategic withdrawal, a systematic withdrawal from your investment and have a stable income source. So that is the beauty of hybrid funds, and that is the beauty of having an SWP in place. Now, if tomorrow my client tells me that I want, instead of 1.2 lakh a month, I want 1.8 or 1.2 lakh, it's very easily withdrawable. And the client is going to not only get a higher income, but he will also leave a good legacy behind. Because I see most of the NRIs, what they plan is, okay, I have 5 crores or 3 crores in my NRE FD. What if I convert that FD into another FD and live off the interest? Well, you can, but you don't consider that the principal does not grow there. The returns that you're making annually are not going to be tax efficient, right? So if you use these kind of strategies with not the entire but some part of your money, you can always have a growth basket, and you can always have more possibilities opening up to you in terms of wealth creation and having a stable income and making the most of your money at the right age. So if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, join my NRI only WhatsApp community, and if you have at least 1 crore, 2 crore lying around in your fixed deposits and bank accounts, and you want to get started on something like this for yourself, for your retirement, or maybe instead of sending money to your parents every month, you want to set up something like this for your parents and give them the monthly income, please feel free to reach out to us. I personally with my team would like to help you and help you make the right investment decisions. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next.